Showtime. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Monday night call. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I had a great weekend. And I love kicking off the week with all of us getting together for this great family reunion. And tonight we have such a great speaker, such an incredible guest. Her name is Rachel Brewer, and I've gotten to know Rachel pretty well now because we're kind of working with this Brave Leaders program. And I just love her passion. I love her story. You know, she's a mom. She's a wife. She's been teaching health education for years, like for the past 10 years. And then 4 years ago, Juice Plus came into her life and she said yes. And we are so glad that she said yes because she's with us today. But, you know, listen to this. I mean, she reached National Marketing Director 2.5 years after saying yes. Okay, she made 24 clubs in 3 years. And, you know, she admits that she is a self-proclaimed introvert. And I want to hear all about that because I know we have this illusion that you have to be an extrovert to do this business. And she's got such a fabulous story. And I would say, you know, here's Rachel from such and such, but I don't know where she is tonight.
Hey, Callie.
Okay, there we go. And so everybody give it up for the gorgeous Rachel Brewer. Hey, honey, welcome to the team call.
You are so sweet. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. When I started realizing who all amazingness was under Terry, I started getting nervous. So I'm really, really honored to be part of this and just so thankful. And I guess I'm going to share my story, and then I think Terry has a few questions, and whatever questions come up, we can go from there. But I am so honored to be here, Terry, and thank you so much for having me. So like Terry said, I'm married to Mark. We've been married for almost 16 years, and we have 3 kids. We have a 14, a 13, and a 10-year-old. And probably around when my youngest was born, we started making little baby step changes in our health, and we realized, you know, we got to change our bread. We should change this. We should change that. And I remember walking into the grocery store one day and literally crying and walking out with a pineapple. So I totally know how, you know, hard it is as you're just starting out on your health journey. So if you're brand new to Juice Plus, just know that you're not alone. That pineapple, I figured they couldn't mess that up. But our health changes really started becoming leaps when my father-in-law was diagnosed with a type of cancer where the doctors just said, you're going to go home and say goodbye to your family. And that was the worst news, and because he's like the main guy of our family and he has kept us all together. And he didn't want to accept that. So he and his daughters and I all looked up what method we should use to help him heal his cancer. And we found the Gerson therapy in Mexico. And a lot of you might have heard about it through different, you know, documentaries or things like that. And his daughter juiced for him 13 times a day and did 5 coffee enemas a day. His cancer stayed at bay for 3.5 years. So we got to, instead of 3 months, we got him for 3.5 years. So that taught us a huge lesson about how food can really heal our bodies and it can transform our lives. And, you know, we put the right thing in, we can heal. So during that time, I realized, well, if he's healing, why am I not healing? We were juicing and blending and salading and souping and doing everything that we thought we should be doing too as a family. But for some reason, my chronic fatigue, my adrenal fatigue, and my skin was a mess. I was starting to look older. In my mid-30s, that was just way too young to feel that sick and tired. So I just really was frustrated at that point. I was putting my kids on the bus and going back to bed for 3 or 4 hours every single day. And, you know, I knew that I had a bigger purpose for my life. I knew that I was designed for something greater. And yet I was laying in bed. And then, so I turned to vitamins and thought that was the answer, and took some really expensive, good brand name, another company's the direct sales company's vitamins, and I was getting sicker and sicker. So I finally just cried out and said, I need some help, and I need an answer here. And 4 or 5 of my friends said, you should try Juice Plus. And I had that I am too cool syndrome for years. I'd heard about Juice Plus for 16 years. I'd known about this product, but I had said no for a long time because it was too simple, and it's easier to be a vitamin snob than to just eat fruits and vegetables. And so I decided to give it that 4-month supply try, and just amazingly, all my energy started coming back. And my husband works from home. He's a media producer. So he was like, so what are you going to do with your day? You have all this time. And he, because I was waking up and staying awake. And I said, well, I'm going to look at what's in my hand and start sharing it with my friends. And so I signed up for the business and the product on the same day with Juice Plus, because I was a good little wife and I got things at the cheaper price. But I didn't really plan on working the business. But once I had a story, I really wanted to share that with my friends and give them the hope that I felt as well. And so we just started sharing, and, my husband got on board right after that. And he actually did the Transform 30, which is basically 3 versions of the Shred 10. And he did that for 2 months, and he dropped a ton of weight, got off his blood pressure meds. Of course, we say with other steps, drinking more water and all those good things, but he is off of his blood pressure meds and practicing stressing less and being more active. So he's got his own story now. And so we're both sharing. So, with that, we just were sharing, and I primarily shared through social media because of being an introvert. And, as we're learning through his personal development course that we're on right now, we label ourselves, but I'm not a shy person, but I am more introverted, and I find my energy from not being with a crowd of people. So when Amy Getz, my NMD, said, so when is your first event? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And she's like, well, how are you going to build your business? And if you know Amy, she's the sweetest voice in the world. And I'm like, I'm going to do it through social media. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. And so we did. I just turned to where all my friends were, and, just shared our life, shared our story on social media, and just collected all those likes and comments and followed up on them. And, we were able to hit national marketing director from that. Also creating an amazing community on Facebook with our team, because we ended up spanning about 35 states. Once we made NMD, we were all over the country. So we needed things to keep us together. That was before Zoom was really popular. So after I made NMD, about a month, right after the month after I made NMD, another tragic thing happened. One of my top leaders of my team, my husband's sister, who had taken care of her dad through his cancer, she passed away suddenly. She just, out of the blue, just passed away of a heart condition that went undetected. And that was a little bit of a roller coaster for our team. But that really made us look around at our life, and it made us look at what we were doing. We were already homeschooling. We went to a house church. Mark worked from home. I worked with Juice Plus, and we just looked at each other and said, this life is too short. So we bought an RV and decided to, go travel the country and meet our team and give our kids some real experiences that, that some memories, because when we leave this earth, really, that's all we have is, our message and our memories. So I really feel that the last 19 months we've been on the road. We set out for 12 months. That's what I committed to. And then we've just enjoyed it so much and met so many families on the road. There's a whole subculture of people that are doing this, families. And so we've added quite a few team members from being on the road, and it's just been an incredible adventure. So that's where our story is at right now. We're thriving, and we're enjoying Juice Plus. just building team and staying connected to them on the road. So Terry, I think you had a couple questions regarding that.
Honey, I got more than a couple, but
okay.
just one of the things in your bio, I want to take it back to the health portion. You said that you had been sharing health information for over 10 years.
Right.
And, you know, like before you said yes to Juice Plus, what were you doing in that capacity?
I had a blog and it was called Pure Goodness, and I everything I was learning online, I would share it there, and it became kind of a community of people that were learning because, you know, 10 years ago, if you remember, there wasn't a lot of Facebook chatter at that time. And so you would look at like Mercola.com, or you'd look at, you know, all these different websites, and whatever I was learning, I would personalize it and put it out as a blogger.
Oh, fascinating. So that must have really expanded your network. You must have a huge network on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm not sure at that point. I mean, I have some of my top leaders came from that group because they were contributors to the blog. And once I found Juice Plus, I'm like, all right, you're signing up. You know, I just didn't give them an option. And so those will be my first NMDs coming up in the next year. You'll see them in their stories on stage soon.
All right. You might be an introvert, but you're bold.
maybe.
Sure. Okay. So, all right. So you're finding these people. Talk to me about, I want to know about two things. Number one, your average day, what are you posting on Facebook? Because we know we're supposed to be posting with curiosity, but what does that look like for you?
So I wrote down a couple of things with social media for you guys, and I would definitely say that throughout the week, I focus in on the core four. So drinking more water, active movement, more whole foods, and stressing less. And so if you're thinking through those core four, and you always grab your water when you get in the car, then, you know, snap a picture of that and just let people know, remind people that, you know, hey, I'm drinking water. It's important, you know, and but a really cool thing to remember for posting on social media is really easy. If you could think of all the F's in your life, your faith, your family, fun, friends, food, freedom, any other F. I even thought of philanthropy, you know, like, but that's not an F. But you can use those words if you're like stuck. You're like, okay, what can I post today? Let me go through the F's, you know, and, you know, maybe you're eating something amazing, or maybe you're just having a freedom day. Maybe it's a Wednesday and you're, you know, going whitewater rafting with your kids, or, you know, whatever it is that you get to do because of this business. People need to see that. And then the more they're watching you on social media, you're allowing your story to unfold on social media. They just get little tiny glimpses of your story through each post.
And you know, I was new to all this up until about 4 years ago. Maybe it was just 3 years ago when, you know, Julie Herbst asked me, you know, what my presence was on Facebook, and I laughed and I told her, it's nothing more than voyeurism. And I said, I don't watch reality TV, and I'm certainly not going to start doing Facebook. And she said, yeah, it is voyeurism. Now get over it.
Yeah.
And what I find is that people are watching. They might not always post, but they're watching. All right. So you're doing really incredible posting. I love what you post. It creates curiosity. You said that you follow up with people who like or leave comments. What does that conversation look like, and how are you doing that?
Okay, so a few years ago, and this guy's not even in our company anymore. He was a rep, and I was reading, this was like a culmination of things all happened at once. I was reading GoPro and realizing how if you haven't read that book, it's essential to your business. He teaches us how to follow up with people with love and respect. And those are like two huge words for our team. We are all about love and respect. We want to keep our relationships number one. And so I was like reading this, and then this guy asked me, you know, what do you do with all your likes on your pictures? And I'm like, I don't know. I just count them and feel good about them, you know? And what I realized was we could make that our to-do list every day. And so I might post something last week. If you look on my Facebook, a couple days ago, I posted about my eyes. I used to have a degenerative eye disease, and Juice Plus has really helped the inflammation on my eyeballs. And I have a light shining at me and I'm not going like this. And that was never true. So I posted, I'm so thankful that I feel more comfortable in pictures now because I'm not squinting. So I'll go back. I did that today. I did a little text blitz of my own today, and I followed up with 15 people and just said, thank you so much for liking that picture of my eyes. It's amazing what whole food nutrition can do for us. I might put a little personal thing in there. And then in the GoPro style, you ask them a question. You said, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? And, you're not asking them to join Juice Plus. You're not asking them to try Juice Plus. You're just asking them to watch a video. And psychologically, they will say yes to watching a video. But sometimes you'll get a no, which is fine. But for the most part, you're getting a yes before they've just already shut you down. And so that became my to-do list the next day. My husband realized we were going for an NMD, and he really was super, super supportive and realized the residual income way before me. And so he took over a lot of the cooking and laundry and things like that and homeschooling so that I could focus in. So I would just sit there at my computer and follow up with, 50 likes on a picture. And that's better for me than an event because I had 50 relationships talking.
Oh, wow. This is fascinating. So you're traveling across the United States, and I know that this is how you do your business is through social media.
Mm-hmm.
So are you like studying your preferred customer genealogy and saying, we're heading to Des Moines and we've got customers in Des Moines. Do you contact those people? What are you doing when you're on the road?
We are trying to get in touch with all of our reps. That's a good idea about customers. I haven't studied the customers, but I have been trying to meet up with as many reps on the road that will meet with me. There's been times where we'll show up in a town and be there for a week, and the reps aren't active, so they don't want to meet with me, which is sad. But at least I tried, and I said, the community that we've met on the road, it's there's a couple Facebook groups. There's the nomadic homeschoolers, and then there's a full-time family group that we're members of. And they do meetups all over the country. So we've just planned that in as a smaller rock. Our big rocks are, conference. So we've got one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. And then for rallies with these groups, we'll meet up with them. And we've been able to just meet new friends, collect new friends. And whether we sell Juice Plus at that moment, we've at least are now Facebook friends. Yeah. And they'll see our life and they'll like and comment on my stuff. And then, they'll join our team or they'll be customers.
Oh my gosh, that is so brilliant. Well, number one, all those reps that are inactive and didn't want to meet up with you, I'm just going to tell you, shame on them, but it's their loss. Okay. It is absolutely their loss. All right. I'm going to wrap this up with, if you had one piece of advice that you wanted to give everybody that's watching you right now, what would that be?
That's a hard one. I feel, I really feel, this is what came to my heart just the second when you said that. I really feel that there's no one way to do this business. I've talked to other people who've done social media and they do it completely on attraction. Like whoever comes to them, they talk to. So there's so many ways to do this business. So we made up a t-shirt for our team that said, be beautiful. And I really want people just to be absolutely who they were designed to be, and their beautiful selves will shine through. And that's really hard for me to say. Terry knows I'm in her pod group for this. And it is, it's hard to be ourselves because it makes us really vulnerable. But at the same time, you're the only you that was ever created, and there's nobody like you out there. So why not fulfill the purpose that you were created for? So I think
Oh
that
my
would be.
gosh. That's all right. That's quite profound and that's beautiful. And there was one question that popped up, and I wish we'd had the question before because I really wanted to end on that message. I will honor the question. How long in between? You posted the picture of your eyes and people were commenting. How long before you start following up?
I think the next day, because my to-do list was the next day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there was, because it becomes part of your DMO.
Yes, yeah. Because you forget who to talk to sometimes. You look at your list and you're like, I've already talked to all these people. But then maybe someone from high school liked it and you're like, oh, I need to reconnect with that person. So, and obviously don't just fuss up first. Reconnect, really reconnect with that person.
Isn't that an important message too, that people should be constantly adding to their Facebook community?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a little bonus tip that I have too, is that I have a lot of people on my team who join mommy groups and join hiking groups and join different groups, and they meet a whole group of new people. And there's one line that has all people she's never met before, and because they met through Facebook groups. So just get out there and, just collect more friends.
Wow. Will you come back some Monday night?
Yeah.
Sure. When you are, who knows where. You are such a joy.
Oh, thanks.
Such a blessing. And I'm so glad that you're in one of my pods and I get to know you better.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you better too. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us tonight. Peace and blessings. Hey, everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed this. I know you enjoyed this. And have a great week. Love life. Be epic. Good night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rachel.
Good night. Thank